Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Imperator Rome Pontus, in which it's been a while since I've last recorded an episode. After I was focusing on other recordings from other games. Whoops, excuse me, I was just wiping off the laptop. Now, there's a possible threat of civil war, which we can usually avert that. Which unfortunately we don't have enough support in the Senate, particularly from the Democrats and Traditionalists. As we know that Parliament Xerxes is an oligarch. The real question is, who's got the most power base? It's actually these three, you know. Problem is, if I give that man free hands, he'll not only be loyal, but monthly corruption increases, and when it increases corruption, that means the provincial loyalty will go all the way down. Yeah, we can't relocate the capital of this province to there, because the province loyalty is not up there yet, which has its reasons. I mean, after all, some of the areas are, you know, farm and all that. But I'm sure in time that it would change, for the better or for the worse. And whereas for this Archon, he doesn't have enough money, at least personal wealth. It's almost like we're giving most of these seats to the oligarch faction. Too many grateful families here. And of course we still have this one deity, which is Athena, which one day will replace it with Zoroaster. If we really want to convert the populace more towards Zoroastrian. Which that religion is becoming a minority. Yeah, I mean, I understand him not liking me because he's a rival to me. And he's in perfect health, I see. I mean, 100%. So is he. Well, that man's in poor health. Oh, so in the recent update, they got rid of the percentage of health now. They got rid of that. So it's just basically guess, much like Crusader Kings. Well, we know his health is reduced, but to what extent? We do not know. I'm just looking, figuring out. And low faction approval doesn't help either. Well, you should go for the family hit. In fact, the real question is, how many friends do I have? Because I'm currently siphoning funds because I got no money. Only 2 out of 4. So I'll befriend this man, despite his poor health. And once we get this settled, then we will go to war against the Bosporan Kingdom. That's what I've decided upon. And also we're building our first great temple here in Adolan. Make him the magistrate. Oh, he isn't going to like it. Because it'll be potentially this law in the future, but it also adds tyranny. Which, you know, they'll have even more tyranny when we declare that war against Mossbrand Kingdom. No. Sorry. Can't do that for you. Plus you're deceitful. It's another problem with you. Maybe I should have befriended the governor instead. No, I will not do that, so we're gonna have to... We're not gonna befriend him. Try him instead. Keep the governor on your side. Let's not go crazy. We're practically past that point now. It's a waste of time. Paphlagonius Imperialis. That's over there. And you want me to use that? No. Also, I didn't check my health. I mean, I am healthy, but despite the fact that I'm suffering from this. Thanks for asking. If the Civil War does indeed occur, we'll take care of it. It's just I don't want the governor to defect. You know, the problem is that he's not a Zoroastrian. And the support of Senate is getting worse and worse unless I appeal to the other factions, such as Democrats, if I want to revoke holdings from the heads of the family. United Magi. Under the leadership of our augur, the Magi of Pontus started seeking more political power and independence from our control. As they've tried to push for laws to grant them more power, they've gotten at odds into disputes with Apazoranted, the man I tried to befriend earlier. No, you're thinking of, what's his name? Zephyrus. So, Apazoranted in this group. With the two groups vying for religious power in Pontus, we should make a decision quickly to end this conflict before it gets bloody. Who is the future Archon? Oh, who's that man? He's traditionalist, but I was about to say, I don't remember seeing him. He's just a researcher, but it seems they're leaning more towards the traditionalist. So just take your pick. Not going to be using political influence too much because we know that we'll soon be at war with the Mossbrand Kingdom. But Pontus institutes priestly status, or don't do it at all. Priestly status. State religion happiness for, but this one for more omen power. which I often use Athena, so that means a little more research points. Okay, let the Mandra have their will. I'm not gonna like it, but it'll probably be worth it. And plus that adds more room for potential disloyal characters, as the magistrate's been overlooked. And there's little more almond power now that we get an innovation. Which I'm trying to remember which one's next. This one's for Grand Theaters. But more room for diplomatic relations if I go that way. But however, when you have it active, you lose whatever aggressive expansion you have, which you've got none. Thinking. Would be a good idea if I were to go down this route towards here to reduce governorship for more provincial loyalty, since we often have a problem keeping our provinces together. I've already spent enough on martial advances to the point where we got to professional training where far in the future we'll have to pass a law to allow us raising legions, but we'll still rely on levies, unfortunately. And I say unfortunate because, well, you know. Just looking. It's kind of difficult for me to choose, so. But this would help if we had more support to the Senate and don't get so much stability. Build time isn't much of a problem for me. So if you go that way, it'll lead to here eventually. Another province investment would be nice, but I'm not investing in anything right now. I mean, the economy is fine when you lower the maintenance of everything. I think ultimately I'll go for reduced governorship, but first you have to get to FUG, that's bug, for fugitives. That's what it stands for. For integrated culture happiness. And then eventually, I mean, which will be soon, then get that. No, man, no. The last thing I want is more tyranny, especially that there's a possible threat of civil war if we don't get these characters back to being loyal before we do anything else. Here. Even though I do have enough wealth, so here's a tiger. They've already built a fortress, but they're building up another level of it. That's going to be problematic. Damn it! Even if civil war does occur, keep in mind that, try again. He's the most important because he's governor. that would mean this whole province would rebel, and it's going to cause a lot of, casualties to the population and enslavements and all. Especially that city that we just built, and I don't want to lose that. Especially this is a home of a holy site. Yeah. Now I have negative money. Still siphoning funds, keep in mind. It'll be a little better. Next time, focus on civic advances. Or possibly oratory, because, I don't know, more diplomatic relations would be good. Especially when we make client states in the future if need be. Ah yes, the Stonehenge of Pimalesa. Its current prestige is 43. And it gives us more omen power, that's what the thing has. And it kind of makes me wonder about the future of this particular settlement. If I had a lot of money and political influence, like I do have the money, just don't have enough influence. May never know we'll turn this into a city, despite the fact that the province of Iris Inferius has, let me see, 1, 2, 3 cities. No, excuse me, that's actually 2 cities. Because I, just seeing that structure, just maybe thought it was a city. So maybe in the far future, if I had some big ambition or something, if we're in a golden age, so to speak, maybe I would build a city here. Although this would be another city in the hills, but it's got a wonder. And I wonder if building a city around this would enhance its prestige. I mean, again, this is all new to me, so I can't guarantee it. But I'm saving my provincial investments in this province. But with reduced governorship now, at least this is helping a little. Doesn't help when you got a disloyal governor. So we're giving him one last chance. Yep, I'm more than broke now. The real question is it going to be worth it? Civilization value, okay. I think we should just save it up until it's more civilized, and we'll build an aqueduct here. This is all I can do for it for now. Again, relatively new city, and then when the province loyalty gets to 50, if civil war doesn't occur, we'll relocate the provincial capital to there. So we'll encourage more migrations to this new city. Even though it's been Hellenized, but it's still Cappadocian. I say Hellenized because the majority of the population are of that. And since we just built this Grand Temple, well, this would help, the faster conversion, even though no Zoroastrians live here. But a lot of people are migrating of various cultures and same faiths, but over time they'll all be Zoroastrians. And if they were more loyal, then I'll be sure to switch that policy to this religious conversion. There. The real question is, was it really worth it? What's the power base now? Just wait till February. Pahlav Mayonnaise is going to be remembered with the man who has a lot of debt, or what I say, negative money, despite his high finesse. I say negative money because it's funny to me. Can't befriend him, he's a rival to the ruler. And if I want to assassinate him, that's a lot of tyranny and aggressive expansion, which it can be reduced if you get to that innovation that involves shady connections. And if it involves tyranny, well then, so be it. And having more tyranny actually, you know, the threshold. See? 25%, so all you need is just befriend one more guy. I can't bribe him. One more time like this. Oh, this man's gonna be deep in the depth. Even more money. I'm just laughing at the fact that this is absurd. That how much... Yep, I'm gonna go. You might as well be pillaging the country's treasury for that. Yes, this low Senate support's another reason. Plus, it's high enough for the stability. There. I'll start coming around now. Oh, economy. Get the fleet maintenance up. Because soon we'll be using the Navy as a means of transport. That's far away from here. There, we solved that little crisis. Even though it involves spending a lot of money for this. Thrace is not at war. Neither is Cappadocia. Which one day we'll have to fight him because we still want to expand into Armenian lands. Which there's still an ongoing Armenian revolt. If I want to appease you, then I would revoke the holdings from family heads. Oh, you're likely to be the next Archon now. And also corrupt, nefarious tendencies. Yep. Think. Also, he's Hellenic, not a Zoroastrian. Excuse me. So we'll be fighting against these two. If you start that war, then... well, that's plenty of tyranny. potential disloyal characters, particularly that admiral, which I ought to befriend him as well. Yeah, but unfortunately, I got no room for that. Can't remove friend because not enough influence. Okay. So if you were to start that war, Thrace and Cappadocia will be there. Although Thrace would do most of the fighting. Because, you know, they're gonna take it to Obia. And through there, while we would be fighting over there. And do not forget Trapezus, which, for this reason, the port should be here. Don't declare war until the Navy morale is full. Damn it. Did you have a civil war or something? Oh, that little thing. Yeah, I'll join. But don't expect me to send anything for you. Just finish your little quick war, since they have no relations with anybody. So, go ahead. We'll still be making preparations. Just don't expect me to send help over there. You can easily overwhelm their army, take their fort, and you win. You're not going to lose much manpower. They'll still be there. Okay. But the problem is, we have to take this first, which is where Trapezus is, and all that. Hey, you know all that money that I gave you? It's time for you to pay, even though either that or popularity. That reminds me, popularity. The next Archon. Secret Gambler and Harsh makes him not popular. Oh, he's Democrat. Failed to realize that. Who is the censor? It's almost like you think I should give more support to Democrats knowing that who's coming up. But here's the problem. The Xerxids are a very prominent family. But the statesmanship is unmatched. And don't forget, he's party leader. Don't give him that job. I mean, heck, don't you know we're all Xerxids here? Which I think are we the most prestigious family by now. Also, as for this, commoners are not our problem. Must stay loyal. Very poor health, near death, ailing. Okay, I get the health readings now. No, it's the Mirans. Miranids are the most prestigious family of the Republic. We're just in, well, third most. I mean, the amount of manpower we have, no doubt we're ready for war. It's just the real problem is, well, can this country at least hold together for a bit? And yes, there's too many grateful families. And yes, he's super corrupt. is the Archon. But anything less would be too civilized. Or is it less civilized? Either or. Almost there. Come on, keep working on it, then we'll relocate the capital. But it also needs to be... Okay, don't declare war yet. We up the naval maintenance because we're just getting sent. So in about 4 months, it'll be up to 50. And hope that Thrace would finish their little war, which shouldn't take long. Now all we have to do is just wait for the war to end. So keep an eye on that. And then we'll get help from Thrace. The next conflict, which will start soon after we move the provincial capital to Godillon, which would encourage more population to move there, because it's a provincial capital. So wasn't Tribalia one of the nations that were liberated after we helped the Thracians beat back the Romans? Okay, it's about to end, so get ready. Peace negotiations would be ongoing. There. Okay. That's a little aggressive expansion for you now that we think about it. Right. Sure, it would lose the loyalty. It'll become a disloyal province after this move, but it'll come back around. Don't worry about it. So it'll be back in a couple of months' time. Perhaps in a year. Okay, just wait till July and see how it registers. 2, 1. Okay. Which again, it'll be back to being low in no time. See, slaves migrating, coastal ports and province, settlement, farming settlement, which also reduces that. So that's where they came from. Some of that due to overpopulation. Road network and territory. Kemetic. Okay. Which, again, no Zoroastrians, but they've converted our first, which was a slave anyhow. So it's roughly every 5 years we convert somebody to Zoroastrian. But it depends on what class of population are they from. And not to mention we have a great temple, but unfortunately some of that is due to not an integrated culture, mismatched pantheon deity religion because we're not full-on Zoroastrian. And plus, man's Hellenic, for example. Freeman's Hellenic. Which again, it can be sped up if you were to also I believe that's the only one feature that allows, the only type of building that allows convergence of religion. The rest of that is just population simulation, which, if everybody was our culture, would have been a lot easier. We don't know what they're like, but we do know that they have a small navy, backed up by an even smaller navy, which we will no doubt destroy them at sea, because we have a good number of ships, which I think the first role of this, the first Pontine Navy in action would be to destroy the ships, then come back for repairs. We can't blockade them because, well, there's so many places that it can. I mean, if we find where they've been harbored, where the fleet is harbored from, we'll blockade them. But the problem is, this is our only navy, and we also need that to transport some of our levies to there, into these areas. Because the main objective will be for Taurica. Travelers is just the first place we have to take before we go up there and take it to them for this whole region. And that includes this bit here. It doesn't help. Okay. Plus, with all this money that you have, let me see, the forward maintenance of the deficit. It's fine, but when you raise it, then you're going to be spending a bit more. And subsequently, based on these cities you control, I mean, once we take control of this, and the entirety of this province, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cities. That's insane. How do these people feed themselves so well? Well, that's a very good question. I mean, it's mainly forested areas. There's some plains. Well, there's plenty of plains on this side, but the trade goods, it's the grain, livestock. That's what's keeping this country fed. As well as wherever they get their trade from. And plus, controlling the entirety of this region would give us access to steppe horses, which we'll have horse archers in our future legion, if we ever get in the future. So, this will be the main objective. Not here. This one up here. We'll probably bring Cappadocia in simply for the sake of it. I mean, that's for ground support. Unless they want to... Well, actually, they can take the long way up to there. We can handle this, and hopefully we can handle this. We know they have a professional army up there because they are an autocratic monarchy and they've been around longer than us. So do bring these two. I know Cappadocia has low manpower, but if they happen to be attacked by neighbors, I ain't gonna blame them. And if Armenia strikes back, not gonna blame them. I'll be glad to fight against Armenia again. Yes, there'll be tyranny, but it's only temporary, as with most things in this world. Thank you. So yes, a few levies from Armenia. Which, by the way, controlling this Governorate, that means another source of levies in the future. But look at this from our home area of Cappadocia Pontica. And controlling this city would probably grant us even more. And look, we even get our own horse archers, but that's just only small. In fact, yeah, there are horse archers in this army. So do raise it all. Which, mind you, each time you raise it, you would reduce its local manpower. So we have a lack of manpower reserves when the war goes on long. Especially with war exhaustion, just for raising it. But nonetheless, remember, next time, when we get our next level for military experience, the Immortals will be next. For heavy infantry defense. For our eventual First Legion, which will definitely introduce heavy infantry in, as we do not have any of that at all. Right, you've come from all the way over here. Your lot will be heading over there. And you'll do very well in harassment. I don't know about boarding tactics, but we'll be sure to find them at sea before we transform them. If we lose any ships, well, this is why I've been saving up money for it. Just in case we need to build more ships for this. And when it's become loyal again, maybe we should build a second port. Because Godilon is not only going to be is not only a provincial capital now, but perhaps the future capital of Pontus. And if you want to make it important, we'll be sure to build a fortress and 2 more ports within it. It's going to be an important naval base in its future. Because having a second port in the city gives you the ability to build medium ships. And because since we use Persian traditions, we cannot build heavy ships. We're not a naval-intensive country like the Greeks. Like them up there. Which I'm sure they've got medium ships of their own, but I don't think they have any, so we can't confirm there are Liburnians and Triumphs out there, but no medium ships. And the heavy infantry indicates that they do have a professional army, or legion, if you will. So get to the coast. Get to here. So the Navy's job is to take out any enemy fleet from landing their troops to our coast to deny them their entry into Pontus. But alternatively, they could shift towards the, what region is that? To Sarmate-Ropia front. To the Sarmatian front. Basically, roughly where the Scythians used to live. That's, you know, culturally, Scythian, Gitian areas. And by the way, before we finally get on with this war, I should look at it one more time with the population, so I can make a note out of myself. So I'll know in the future what kind of people we should assimilate, integrate next time, for faster conversions to Zoroastrianism. You're the best of the best of the martial skill. That's why we made you admiral. So we hope you do well at sea, and Don't let them invade our country while we're sending some of our levies to siege the area. All that. Perhaps we should all move over there. But find their fleet and destroy it. Oh, Demodamas, the expert explorer. Across hill and dale, valley and brook, the expert explorer Demodamas of Miletos has once again made his way to our border. The haggard Macedonian looks every bit the worn traveler, clad in fraying cloak and threadbare sandals, yet twinkle in his eye tells of a wealth of knowledge hidden behind his craggy face. Asking for only a small fee this time for his continued travels, Demodamas offers us a beautiful gilt candlestick which he claims to have sourced from a mausoleum belonging to a fallen king beyond the Indus. Well, I guess I had my reasons to save up money for this, but local unrest reduced would sound very well. Do get it. Back up, back away. Perhaps we should wait for friendly reinforcements. As they're going to be heading this way. And the Cappadocian troops will help us to take this city. If not, then we'll manage. There they are. Also, what kind of name is that? Scythian culture group. Because just for seeing a name like that, I was about to say, that's not a Greek name. Well, there's the Thracian fleet, led by a much better admiral than ours. Oh, part of Satrapy, I forget. I was about to say, what the hell is Pergamon doing up there? I thought it was an Infinite. No, it's a Satrapy. At least it helps with the research. See to if you can capture that ship and their admiral. So take this city down first before you transport everybody. You sunk it. You didn't capture it. And you didn't capture their admiral. Actually, you did. I can tell by the background. Alright, we got him. He's healthy for a man with arthritis. There's other ships out there, so they're not there. Keep looking. Actually, damn it. This happens a lot. Gonna take its sweet time to get here. We found their fleet and they got a damn good admiral. They're not going anywhere. So don't let them go anywhere. So they're gonna mainly focus their fighting over here, not towards our front line. Plus, is that their whole fleet? No. But we're gonna prevent them from getting together. So we blocked the Bosporus up there. At least we can put our focus to here now. This city will make a fine addition. See that reduced manpower due to raised levies? This is why after this war I'm definitely going to pass that law with Provisioning Act. Definitely going to make that happen in the post-war years when the tyranny is reduced and high stability. Get together, come on. This city will have to fall first. At least we'll make a tiny bit of income due to blockading this very important port. Was a researcher and my brother, member of the exec. It's a wonder how our best general out of all who controls the levies is the governor of Annie. So we just have to wait for him to get him over here. And that means that's the man that we're going to have to send to the lands of the Bosporan. You'll do. You know what? Ah, no. I saw the corruption. I see through this. Actually, no, it'll be reduced. Might have to make this a temporary appointment for you because you, my friend, or kinsman, since we're both Xerxids, until the next Archon, I think you'll be the future governor. Be sure help me. Status quo. Damn. Well, we'll be able to receive assistance. They're just gonna run off. Yes, our most capable generals from this levy. And he's also a friend of the Archon. Yes, I know. By the way, the charisma, I didn't look at it. Charisma's 2 for the current, but the next future Archon, which once again has changed, a little more charismatic. But not popular, because he's a researcher. Or just low charisma in general. It doesn't help. And I am not about to give that man free hands just for more added corruption. Which can be rid of over time. As long as he stays low. Who asks? No, thank you. I'm surprised they oh, he's blind. I'm surprised they never made a move against Paphlagonia. Because controlling at least a part of Phrygia would give us even more levies. Don't underestimate the levies. Of the usefulness of it if you control more, areas where you point your governors at. I mean, not only I want most of this, but also eventually this, just like how the actual Pontic Kingdom was. Basically, this is the war for the somewhat of a hegemon of the half of the Pontic Sea. Also, you notice these unit models? I'm using a mod that's, I forget the name, which has a different uniforms or whatchamacallit, armor. Approval with the tradition is always nice, in addition to more money. Speaking of which, now that you're back up, Haven't forgotten about you. Give him an aqueduct. When more population moves in, we'll build up a second port. Hopefully. So we'll have the ability to build medium ships. So Goddilla will not only be an important city because of a holy site there, but it's also going to become a naval base of great importance to us. And if I was to build a second port of another city, it would probably be here as well, because of its historical significance. They're taking care of business. Oh, thank you. Okay, you know what? This is probably a bad idea. 4 cohorts. Ding, 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 ding. No, 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 no. Not like that. Just build one. And then once it's finished, then you get the idea. It's like, yes, this will be the fighting fleet, but we need a transport fleet. Because, you know, some of you aren't doing anything, as we sent most of the armies this way, so head to here. Cappadocia will take care of it, and may help us with the siege. While we're trying to get this city. And of course, appoint a second admiral to whoever. Doesn't matter who. Because our best one is this one, but not as good as one from... Hey! Well, there goes my plan. When is the next election? Where are you going, by the way? Back home? Damn tyranny. That's what I'm going to blame it on. I'd put you on trial for this if I had my druthers. That means you've let the ships loose. Hence the reason why we need another. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Some provinces have wood, some don't. Well, since this was my army, my levy. Bosporan nobles. Kill them. At least it'll add up to some of our popularity. You're gonna need that. We'll be stationed over here until that man becomes loyal to me again. Which he'll eventually come up. He'll eventually come around. Be patient. Oh, he's disloyal again. Loyalists win. Where are you going? What the? All the way to Thrace? You coward! Fire, what faction are you from? Democrat. But a traditionalist will be running things, so it isn't going to do him any favors. But Thrace is doing a job for us, so do not despair. Too old. You'll handle it. Why, you? Okay, he's back with us again. Get over here! Said that angrily. Look, Thrace is doing the blockading for us, so they're doing us a favor. That's their army? That's it? But don't underestimate them. A small number of cohorts can easily overwhelm out of us. So do not underestimate. But wait for transport. There'll be more ships coming. This is no time to dilly-dally. I did predict most of the fighting would occur from there. But somehow Pergamon is getting away with it. Well, we have not taken the main objective yet, which we will in future. Hey! There's pirates over here. Well, they're not going to engage him, so they're neutral. Neutral pirates. I never thought I would hear those words. No, we're engaging. Did you happen to... Oh crap, they're all damaged. Gosh, how many delays. One month delay. Okay, good. Because I fear the worst. 1 month delay. Isn't enough to embark everybody. Hey, you. No, no, no. Yes, you can embark, but I think we need one more ship. I think those damn pirates may have just one more. All right. Month's delay isn't going to hurt, especially with those damn pirates roaming these seas. So it will be another Xerxes ruling. Ormanon. Don't leave yet. We're about to have an election and see what kind of changes we'll make around here. Especially with that drop in stability. We've recently have seen that our tribune of the people, says Mivranen, as well as those under his charge, have been doing a disappointing job. Seeds people are having issues and keep reporting back to us how difficult they are to work with. When talking to this man, he claims it's simply a matter of bureaucracy being difficult, and that the funds for his office has been lacking lately. He makes sure to mention repeatedly that most would likely work out, if only we're given more funds to work with. This is literally his first day on the job. I mean, yes, I will have corruption, but we have assembly of citizens, which it'll be slowly rid of. So I'll just say, here, Silver, you happy now? Speaking of which, you need to siphon funds. And obviously, unpopular council, since we know what he just did. Oh dear. He's devout and proud. That's good for Roman, but people simply love circuses. So just add a little bit more popularity. Not an ideal man to be leading his the levy of this provincial government. We're gonna have to siphon funds. Yes, it's gonna add more corruption, but it'll be worth it over time. Plus, the support of the Senate has dropped, knowing that he's a traditionalist. A great temple, you say? I thought about building another temple, and it would be here, so... yeah, let's do it. We got the moon! Tribune and Treasury, High Priest, Head of the Orantes. Yes, tyranny is a bit concerning, but... he's not to be dealt with, but... he can be convinced if he can turn it around, but the problem is, not a Zoroastrian. And not Cappadocian. I think it'll be much easier to... he was poor health, but now it says very poor health, but not to the point of near death yet. By the way, you want me to give you the office because I can help you with that? To make you happy, since you're head of the family and you're going to be dead in some time. This is just to ensure your loyalty, okay? Whew, good thing that occurred. And yes, we will have that temple built in a year's time. Since around the countryside is mainly Zoroastrian. And soon this city will become Zoroastrian majority. So we do a lot of population conversion here, so... this city is the heart of Zoroastrianism in Anatolia. Ready? Even though I don't think I'm ready because I'm not a military man by any stretch of imagination, but still, gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, all the ships are repaired, right? Yes, sir. And then we'll be sending the smaller levies, including the one who's the best general. But I don't know if it's a good idea if we're going to do a landing on their capital. Because they're trying to get their fleet together. Navy's still there, but the army's not there. Get in here. Get in here. Alright, move out. I think it would be ideal just to land them here to get parts of the countryside. Which, keep in mind, the provincial capital is the capital of the Bosporan Kingdom. Our main objective is there. But we need to control this fortress and city as well. Level 1, level 2. Just like last time. Oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't realize. No, no, no. Get back to port! Pirates are coming! "15th. Pirates. 16th. Wait for them to pass. Anyways, where were we? I did not see the text. So, you got the Iris Furious. Been struggling with the teachings of Zoroaster, Arger, Thomas, or to suggest convincing the peasantry of purification ceremonies. Once more to turn into the righteous path following Ohura Mazda. Sure would be a positive move among our subjects to turn more people against the false middle ideas of polytheists. I would do that if I had the money, but I do not. So just one ceremony in Central will do. Just one. Just wait for them to pass. But land here. I have to go for it. Once this capital is captured, their fleet will be kicked out, and we'll be dealing with them in combat. It'll be hectic, but it'll do for a time. Why peace imminent? Because we have failed to take the relevant objective, but we're starting to work on it now. Are they gone? Where did the pirates go? Self-confidence that Oromedon displays is a veritable inspiration to all who know him. His singular clarity of purpose outweighs any who dare question his intent. Oh, by the way, he's 29 years old, so he's relatively young. So he's going to be less corrupt. And aggressive expansion decay faster. That's good. So, despite the fact that he's siphoning funds right now, no corruption change. If he stops siphoning funds, corruption will go down a lot faster. All he needs is just more money for his pockets. Now, can we go now? After that delay, sail. Because I am not about to go to combat with who knows how many are out there. But the Thracians have broken through. Here they come. Everybody to here. We'll be willing to fight this one ship. We'll link up with the rest. Debtor in prison. Opazaranta, the man in charge of justice in our great nation, has ordered the imprisonment of Paramenes due to his extreme depth. Ah, yes, the previous Archon. We're told he will linger behind bars till the debt's been paid off. Justice is done. So, Paramenes, the former Archon, will accrue gold at the rate of 60 gold per year until the debt is paid off. You cannot release him from prison until debt is paid. So that will give him, the magistrate, a little more prominence. Well, this is what happens when you are broke. And unfortunately, that's going to be the legacy of this former Archon. Just control the countryside a little. And by the way, can you cross over? Yes, you can. Just, you know, you use that fleet as a bridge. Yes, it does say it. that doesn't mean go through here to there. They mean this way. But don't advance further east. More stability means better research, despite the fact we're a bit behind on that. You sunk it. Got the man. Assist the first fleet. When this city falls, we're gonna try to take out most of their ships. We'll be assisted by the Thracians soon. We don't know where the Bosporan army is. Rebels win. They do not have a Casus Belli against Paphlagonia. If I had my druthers, then I would definitely fight them and take it so we can have levies from Phrygia. Yep, it's going back to control because of the fort from... Where? Oh, there. Okay. So that was all for nothing, but reinforcements are coming. Oh god, it's him again. Once more, the legendary Demodon has shown his face on our borders. This time he travels by a haggard-looking galley and claims to have spent the last years traveling about the coast of Gaul, even as far as Germania and Hibernia. Yet again, he brings wondrous artifacts so to bestow the blessings of the gods upon those who touch them. We can't be sure of the practical effects, but our people certainly seem to believe them. Chainmail, so local fort defense for provincial effects if you put it in a holy site. Thank you. This is the provincial capital here. No fort. Go to here. Just walk over to these ships that we're using them as a bridge. Do it like how the Persians of Darius and Xerxes have done during their invasion of Greece. Oh yeah, this will help. And since we do not see much Bosporan resistance, which we have no idea where they are at this point, well, Cappadocians will hold the fort, so to speak. No. Over the bridge. Over the bridge, using the ships as bridge. Land here. Okay. Now, what do you not get? Actually, hold the phone. Second fleet. Move here. Drop them off here again. Here we go again with this. Once you drop them off, assist the First Navy. Are you coming to take this fortress? Hey! That area is mine. Capitulate. Well, in this case, I'll take this city and then we'll assist you. Oh god, you switch it over to us, thank you. We practically got this war in a bag once this area falls. But White Peace won't be enforced because this area is being contested. There we go. Oh yeah, the temple's finished, so the partisans of the traditionalists are practically falling over each other to congratulate Archon Eurymedon for defending their interests in the Assembly of Pontus, ensuring the concerns of the conservatives were addressed to help win their support in future disputes. Power is for helping your friends. It's not much, but it'll do. Levy. So now we have two great temples in the cities of Pontus. The area where the holy site is, of Gadella, and our capital of Pontus. So now it is fully Zoroastrian city. Well, not ethnically. Wait. There's still plenty of Anatolian native faiths and a couple of others, but it's mostly Zoroastrian now. And because of this, when you have a province that has a majority of religions and cultures, so now you will grow Zoroastrian Cappadocians from here. So we've ensured their place. If I had a lot of money, I would do the same for all cities that has. We'll take this city as well. Of Chersonesus. The capital will soon fall. Let's assist them. Where's the provincial capital of Bosporanum? Oh, the heck way up there. Where the levy still runs loose. Okay, after this, then we'll drag this war on a bit until we get that as well. Easiest thing in the world would be just ship them over. But we can't really do that if their fleet is still active. What is this? Oh, it's a war between two city-states of Sarmatia and Legilandia. Very odd of them. Assus Glaucus. No, thank you. I'd like to get my popularity up. The previous Archon was never popular, but I want to change that. And as I said before, this is going to be the last war, in my opinion, that levies will be the main forces. That one day we would love to create a professional army. Knowing we'll be taking areas that has a large population fall. Come on. Okay, they've taken the provincial capital. But it may switch over to our control. Watch. If they're willing. Not yet. But if they're sane enough, good. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to control over this. They have a fort somewhere? Or there was a fort. Democrat. Oh no, they took it back. I don't think they'll give it to us until we control this to connect the rest. Now please give it to us. I'm gonna have to start devastating the countryside a little. To Pontus. I think they're gonna need assistance once we get there. There we go. Give us all the money. If I were to go to become cruel, which wouldn't be good for, you know, monthly tyranny, which would be slowly given up. And doesn't help with the charisma, so let the men roam freely. We've finally taken the area. And look out, enemy fleet. We'll likely win, but hope you earn your pay, because this one's going to be a tough one. There's no friendly ships nearby, it's just us. We have the numbers, but they got a better admiral. They'll put up a fight. They captured our trireme, while we captured the Liburnian. We only lost one ship, but in actuality they only captured our ship. None of ours got sunk. It's a near total victory at this point. Just head on over. Just take one more area. For war score reasons. They almost have no port to go to. Tananus River. Isn't that the Don, as it's known today? This particular river? Or I could be wrong because I know it's in parts of modern-day Russia, but it's just in that big part of that world. And boy, the aggressive expansion. When you think about that. Bring them in for repairs. They got nowhere to run. We'll try to take this, all these other provincial areas. Otherwise, we're just going to make them reduce to this point. I don't want Thrace to control this. because we'll be giving them too much power. Would be helpful, you know, just to keep alliances between us. But I fear worse. All this open countryside, what is that like? Steppe horses, wood, grain, fish. The governor of Paphlagonia is a particularly weasel-like man. Don't say that to a man like him. No, don't do that. We just cannot move against him. Just say that. But it's kind of bad when you know he's about to be corrupt, but we'll go down slowly. And you know what I have against corrupt governors. What are they doing up there? Again, it's all open countryside. Well, actually, this is mainly forest. This is open countryside. But I cannot guarantee about taking all of this. I could bribe you whenever I wish to. That reminds me. More funds to be siphoned, as there's a possible threat of civil war, but that can be arranged. Stay with me, because you got a powerful power base. And yes, that means more corruption to you, but stick with me. No, that won't work. There's a fort there. Plus all this open land, isn't that aggressive expansion, but this for starters. And all of this, so that's 5. But if you want to control this, then that'll be a bit too much. Don't want to control this open country. I mean, that'd cost 9 aggressive expansion. By this much. That's too much. Oh, take that off. Unfortunately, these guys will persist, because I am not going to give these lands... Oh, I forgot about this. So there you go. I'll be willing to fight against them again for more of this territory, because this is very good land. And don't you know, home of steppe horses. Which, if you recall past playthroughs in the past Imperator Rome series, we often trade for steppe horses. But we never controlled an area where steppe horses lived. And that's what makes this series unique in itself. And remember, if you have too high of an aggressive expansion, that'll cause stability issues. And I don't want that, so that's why I'm planning on keeping it safe with this. Anything else? Since we got all this war score, liberating this area would help. And releasing them is just going to give us an opportunity to, I don't know, strike against them. Have another port. Yeah, that's an idea. Release them. No need for subjects, because, again, we're just taking over a good chunk of territory, including this bit, which is rather strategically important. Well, this is also important because of the fertility of this land. It's got plenty of cities. Again, they're all Greeks up there, which I'll have a good look at these cities in a moment. So, That is what I want. So there you have it. Now the new capital of the Bosporan Kingdom is over here. Surrounded by Seneca, which is a Scythian cultured group country that we just released. Just to weaken them. All they got now is a tiny city. And a city, also tiny too, again, mainly Scythian populated. Spent all levies. Had some experience behind it. I know who to appoint as governor. Scroll. But it depends on the finesse and the martial combination. Keep that well in mind. Stressed, huh? But I don't like your corruption, but hopefully we'll get along in future. Because we need someone capable when we bring levies from this land. Fleets will be stationed here. Okay, these areas that we just took, and we'll fight against them again in the future. Mainly for this big area here. Because I see the potential in this. A lot of step forces. Yes. But keep in mind, everybody's Hellenic. Some of which are Heptadic, Scythian religion. But they're culturally mainly Hellenic, Bosporan, and some Scythian. So you're in Greco-Scythian land now. Before we get out of this episode, let's have a look at these cities that we just took. Of the buildings they have, of what will prove of use to us. No doubt this will cause a significant increase in manpower. Fortress of 2, which we can just knock it down to 1. Because income reasons. It's got a port, it's got a granary, and that's it. Fine. Thought about taking this in the future if we, fabricate a claim, which will cause a bit of tyranny when we do that. But the only problem with that is, yes, it's another port, but that just means it's a whole nother area to govern, which we'll have to fight against both Armenia and Iberia for this in the future, in addition with Bosporan. You'll be alright. Alright, this up here. Gorkipa. It only has a port. This has a port. The former capital has fortress, port, library. Oh, library! That's the other building that adds population conversion. It's got a marketplace and an academy. Nice. Now, port. Well, that's it. Okay. Port of 3. So, this we have here is an area where you can build medium ships. If you got wood, which we'll definitely import that. So, Kyrax will be the important naval base. And it's got a fortress here, which that one it'll keep because of its importance. Port, marketplace, 2 training camps. This here, port, okay, another important naval base area. And nil. There's definitely room for improvements on each of these cities that we just took over, but nonetheless, they're all Hellenics, and it's going to cause quite a stir. Because they're all Greeks and they're all Hellenic. Some Scythian. I think it would be best to do that. Wood. Get wood. Here again, you can build these ships if you got port 2, not 3. 3, they were thinking about building this in future, but it's kind of too late for that now. Having more ports just adds more population capacity, faster ship recruit speed, more migration attraction, migration speed. Which, you know, kind of got me to thinking about Gadillon. About building another port, which I did have plans for that, now that there's room. So we'll do that. This is for more migration speed, more capacity, and faster ship build. Let me see, population-wise. 24, 18, 21, 15. And since this is a provincial capital here, obviously this is going to be the more important one. Well, when more people come here, we'll be sure to build a temple here. Because we want to introduce Zoroastrianism to there too. As much as we have successfully made it a majority in our capital. And we want to de-Hellenize the area and turn this land Zoroastrian. So now we have a land that we control where, in case if the old country falls, we can fall back to here. So we found ourselves a new sanctuary. And the city of Pantekapion? Pantekapion. I'll figure out the pronunciation. This is going to be our new fallback city. Sorts. Even though it was built on a forest. No rivers, unfortunately. I mean, there is a river in Panagoria. I was about to say, is this the provincial capital? Correct. It is. Oh. Again, my idea of de-Hellenize the population and turn them Zoroastrian in the future. And each time you build these temples, that'll cost you 300. That's the base cost, but slightly reduced thanks to the finesse. But we'll save up a little bit of that money, as we will get the fort and fleet maintenance down since it's peacetime now. So that's it for this episode. In the future, we will fight against the Bosporan Kingdom again. And, of course, Iberia and Armenia to fight them in the future as well. So Pontus is in a very good position now to continue its existence as a Zoroastrian republic. The tyranny will go away, and so will the aggressive expansion. And once the political influence increases bit by bit more, then we'll use it to fabricate claims if we could get more Senate approval. Which they're kind of hard to please these days. Oh, I understand all that, but still. I guess you just gotta appeal to these two. So we'll see what we can do next for Pontus. But until then, so long for now.